Every single person who ever called you too emotional was reading the wrong instruction manual about your mind. For years, maybe your entire life, you have been handed a verdict: oversensitive, fragile, dramatic. You have swallowed that judgment quietly, spending years apologizing for the way you cry at a song, or the way a stranger's bad mood settles into your chest like it genuinely belongs there. But here's what nobody ever told you: the verdict is factually incorrect. You are not broken. You are not operating below capacity. What you actually are is something neuroscience has a precise name for: a highly sensitive person. But I want to call you something that describes you more accurately. You are a precision instrument. While most people receive a broad general signal, your nervous system captures a frequency so layered and detailed that the majority of people cannot even perceive it exists. Today, on Psychonest Mind, we walk through the science that explains why this is not a flaw. It is a cognitive architecture the world genuinely cannot afford to lose. To truly understand what is happening inside you, we need to talk about your brain's wiring. This is not self-help optimism. This is neurobiology. Scientists have confirmed that roughly 20% of the population processes sensory and emotional data on a fundamentally different level than everyone else. Your brain belongs to that 20%. Picture your mind as a recording device. The average person's device captures enough detail to navigate daily life effectively. Your device captures everything: the subtext beneath a conversation, the subtle shift in someone's energy before they say a word, the overlooked detail in a room that others walk through without ever truly registering it. Neuroscientists have mapped 3 distinct biological features that explain why your inner world feels so relentlessly alive. The first is called low latent inhibition. It means your brain does not filter incoming information the way most brains do. Standard brains screen out roughly 90% of what the senses receive, saving energy and keeping life manageable. Your brain skips that step entirely. The sound of an air conditioner, the emotional atmosphere of a crowded room, the micro expression on someone's face for half a second, your brain logs all of it simultaneously, without asking permission. That is why busy environments leave you feeling hollow. But it is also why you catch what others miss entirely: the pattern beneath the data, the warning underneath the words, the beauty hiding in plain sight. The second feature is amplified empathic resonance. Someone near you is quietly suffering. They have not said a word to anyone, and yet you feel it, not as an intellectual observation, but as a genuine physical sensation in your own body. That is not melodrama. That is your brain's empathy circuitry running at an intensity most people are simply not wired for. You do not observe other people's emotions from a comfortable distance. You absorb them. What feels like a vulnerability is actually one of the most sophisticated interpersonal detection systems that exists. Your sensitivity is not a wound. It is a frequency most people cannot tune into. The third feature is deep processing. And this is probably the most misunderstood thing about you. When you hesitate before answering. When you replay a conversation long after it has ended. Psychology calls this comprehensive cognitive analysis. While others respond to the surface layer, you run a full internal scan, connecting the present to patterns from your past, projecting consequences forward, weighing meanings that no one else noticed. You are not indecisive. You are thorough in a way that most people are simply incapable of. So if this wiring makes life harder, why has evolution kept it intact across every human culture for thousands of years? If sensitivity were truly a disadvantage, natural selection would have eliminated it long ago. Instead, it persisted because communities need it. Early human groups needed bold, fast action for hunting and confronting danger. But those groups also needed something else: individuals who could read the environment precisely, detect deception, sense a threat before it materialized, notice the critical details that determine survival. That was you. That has always been you. Modern society rewards the loud and the fast. So you may have spent your life feeling like you arrived at the wrong gathering. But feeling out of place in a system not built for your strengths is not proof you lack strengths. It is proof the system is incomplete. There is a real cost, though. Your processing runs deeper than average, so your bandwidth reaches capacity faster. When you go quiet, close the curtains, and need to simply be still, that is not weakness. That is a high-performance system requiring a full recharge. Research identifies two human types. Some people adapt and function in almost any environment. Others are acutely responsive to the quality of their surroundings. In difficult conditions, they struggle more. But in the right environment, genuine care, reduced chaos, meaningful connection, they do not merely keep up. They produce outcomes of a depth and richness the first group simply cannot replicate. You belong to the second type. You may have punished yourself for years for not thriving in conditions that were never designed to support you. Stop. The solution is not a tougher exterior. The solution is becoming intentional about the environment you inhabit, your relationships, your workspace, your daily rhythm. Align those conditions with who you are, and you do not just survive. You become exceptional. Stop trying to become less. Start building a life that fits who you already are. Here is what I want you to carry forward. Stop treating your sensitivity as a renovation project. Your biology is not the problem. The mismatch between your design and your environment is, and that is something you can genuinely change. Protect your energy. Build clear limits. Give yourself real permission to need silence. The next time someone implies you feel too much, take a breath. Let it land. Then remember, you are not defective. You are calibrated to a resolution that most people will never in their lives experience. In a world growing more disconnected every year, the capacity to truly feel, to sense what goes unspoken, to notice what remains hidden is not a liability. It is one of the most irreplaceable things a human being can offer to the world. If this resonated with you, please hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps Psychonest Mind reach more people who need to hear this message. People with this level of sensitivity often protect themselves online just as carefully as they do in real life. They observe, they absorb, but they rarely expose themselves publicly. If that sounds like you, if you watch but almost never speak, psychology has a compelling explanation for what that digital silence actually signals about your inner confidence. Click the video on your screen right now. I will see you there.